Hey guys, it's the team here at Authentic Mission, and we're not usually gonna do these type of videos on the Authentic Mission page, but we want to talk about the way that internet companies go. That has to change, all right? And this has been going on way too long. Um, First, we're gonna start with the most recent one that, well, has quite frankly um, made me quite mad. Uh, I want to use another word, but considering who might click on this video, I'll be nice. Um, First, we're gonna go with the most recent one, which would be Kickstarter. We at Authentic Mission are trying to help our partner do a final draft and movie about mental health issues and dealing with trying to come to terms with your sexuality and different things like that. We don't want to give too much about the plot away, but anyways, we want to do the campaign on Kickstarter. We thought we've done campaigns like this before with varying degrees of interest. You know, you got the typical companies that pop up and say, "Oh, we can help you get more crowdfunding. We can help you get more notice." Blah 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 blah. There was one company a while back that our old partner who sold the old company library to us. He tried to do a campaign, and he thought, you know what? This has been the third time. I'm just gonna um, pay these guys. Maybe this can work. Maybe this will work. And that said company, which was kickstartmyads.com. So that's a warning, by the way, guys. Kickstartmyads.com. Um, they were saying that they can help our partner get more notice, and he paid $200. No, sorry. I'm looking back at our records right now while I'm speaking, but it was about $300 actually that they wanted. He convinced them to, by the looks of it, pay. He was gonna pay them $100, and then he made the statement, "Well, if you guys want my money and you want your piece of the pie, then do the work, and we'll work together." You know what I mean? Especially with the internet, there's way too many scams out there, and companies that can pay a couple thousand, like maybe even a couple $100 and look like the cream of the crop website. And so anyway, that went south. He emailed Kickstarter and said, "Hey, these guys offered to get more exposure, and they didn't. They ripped me off. They took, I believe it was, they took another $200 out of his account." And Kickstarter played the, "Oh, well, we can't help with that. We know nothing about that. We don't let companies do that. That's between you and them." Our understanding is it worked out for our old partner. But anyway, Kickstarter did not help him at all. And we thought, you know what, Kickstarter is the cream of the crop, or they're the beginning site. They let this one director do a movie called The Canyon with Lindsay Lohan. That got success. I think the movie was a flop, but anyways, um, then we had the other issue that we thought, okay, well, with this ad, why don't we offer for the first four people that donate $1,000 to the campaign, they get 5% each into the ownership into the film. And we thought, great, that's going to get a lot of reaction, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Kickstarter now for the last 2 days, 3 days, no, for the last week actually, has been coming back to our office and emailing us and saying, "We cannot allow this reward. We don't offer where they get partial ownership. We can't allow it. We can't allow it. We can't allow it." We said, "Fine, please email us so we can explain and see how this is not appropriate, because most of the time when people donate, watch Shark Tank, they always want their piece of the pie. So what's wrong with actually offering a piece of the pie to our funders? And all of a sudden Kickstarter was like, we can't do that, we can't do that. You know why that probably is? Because they want a bigger piece of the pie, and if we give a piece of it away, then it's not going to work out for them when they don't get as much of their funding. So you know what, Kickstarter, pull your friggin' heads out of your ass and smarten up, okay? Because why is it you can't allow the small companies like ours to get traction for a film? We admit we don't have the best experience in the world. Like, we're not, a Spielberg, we're not that. But, given the internet nowadays and all the stories you hear about films get made, there was a Canadian film, I think, that I can't remember the name of it, but I have seen the reports where it was made for $1,000. It was a feature film, and it picked up a lot of traction on like Entertainment Tonight or something like that. So, you know what, Kickstarter, why is it you won't let the small guys help out, but you'll let Spike Lee, who's an award-winning director of such films as there's one with Halle Berry. His movie titles are escaping me right now, but you can find him. Spike Lee. He's an African-American director. Great director. I just told brain fart right now, can't think of his films. So why is it you allow a millionaire director to do a campaign, but you don't allow the small guys to do a campaign? You guys want to play war and kick out the small guys when that's what you were originally funded for or built for, was the small guys? You know what? Then you're going to lose more and more of your market share in this industry, because we're the ones doing the funding and trying to get traction, and you guys are just sitting there saying, well, pay us this much for letting us use, or for letting you use our glorious systems. You know what? Just give me a minute there. I'll get his name. One sec. The CEO of Kickstarter is, one second. One sec. Okay, I don't even know if I can pronounce this, but Yancey Strinkler, how about you go screw yourself and smarten the hell up and quit taking, you're sitting there in your office going, we're Kickstarter. Smarten up. And you know what? To be fair, it's not only the guys at Kickstarter that do this type of crap. I've had problems with Hotmail when I can't log into my account. I usually don't save my passwords on my computer, because, if I eventually you get used to just clicking and then you forget what your passwords are. That's happened to me more often than not in the last little bit. So you try emailing Hotmail and telling them, you know what, stop with all these changes to websites and stuff like that. And they just do them like Facebook does it, Hotmail does it. They just change things around and make different rules to make things easier for different users. And I get you got to change things up once in a while, but how about the people that have learning disabilities or vision impairments, and they don't like these changes being done at the drop of a hat? And you know what? I get that YouTube has been sued by Viacom, I think it was. Please forgive me if I'm wrong on that one. But now they're letting anybody file complaints against copyright and all this. And you got great guys like Nostalgia Critic and those guys, their channels being taken down. Some money being lost off different channels. What about the small guys there too? Don't they understand that YouTube, okay, the film industry owes, they're acting like they invented this crap. You know what? They didn't. So, they went through it fighting back in the, I don't know, 1900s. I'll be honest, I can't remember. I'm horrible from memory sometimes. But if you look it up, the nostalgia critic, Doug Walker, does mention it, where he talks about the fact that um, they studios were pissed off at Thomas Edison and all of that, and they were fighting for the rights to use his cameras and all that. You know what? Like, they acted like they invented the camera. They invented everything. The film industry, they're doing exactly what's been done to them through YouTube. And then when, it's all algorithms now. There's no more human contact. And you hear that all the time. People, like, they're on their phones more than anything. And believe me, I like my phone. I text people. And I used to be a real big talker on the phone. Now I don't like it as much. But when you've got a $1 million, $1 billion company like YouTube and Facebook and all of that, and you want to talk to them to make sure they understand you correctly on what your issue is, whatever it may be, then you know what? I would love if an internet company, like if I'm having a problem and I could call them and not have to deal with this algorithm and be like, no, they don't get it, they don't understand, or I'm not explaining it properly. Maybe if I talk to them on the phone, they'll understand it better. There's way too much of this crap going around. I feel like with our campaign going on Kickstarter, for instance, it's just them going, well, we can't let them offer ownership in their film because we're gonna lose our piece of the pie, and then I've told them, please call our office so that we can figure this out together. And no, it's just algorithm after algorithm friggin' emailing me back. It's bullshit. Smarten up. We will lose human contact, man. We will. And I will admit it, because of my learning disability, I'm computer illiterate. If it wasn't for my team, I'd be screwed. But that's why I wish these companies would let you contact, or, like when I was having the trouble with Hotmail, they were saying, well, someone tried to change your password, and I'm going, no, and then they asked me for my security code or whatever it was. I don't remember it. I just wrote it down temporarily to get in once, and then, I don't keep things around because I don't want somebody stealing my digital identity. And you know what? These companies will get to a point where someone will try to contact them, and then they're not going to happen, and they will be sued by this small guy, because you know what? Every dog has its damn day.